Alright, so I'm sorry I've been a little just MIA. School got really busy and I was working, and then just a whole bunch of life stuff happened. So finally have another video guys ready for you guys, and let's just get into it. So I'm going to be doing a review over I want to call them Yoseng, something like that. I have just the link down below. But these oval brushes that I got off of Amazon, they were $17, and when I got them, I was so happy. I've used them every time since I got them in the mail, and they are just so nice. They are soft as can be. They aren't the most sturdy things. They're flexible, but I haven't broken any, so we're gonna call that okay. This is the first kind of oval brushes I've tried, and I'm really happy with them. My foundation looks flawless, and just it makes everything look so smooth and just beautiful. So I highly recommend these, and I have a tutorial using them for you guys. One thing is, they don't have names on them, so you don't know what they're used for, so you kind of just have to be like, I'm going to use this for powder. So that's up to you guys. I show you what size brush I used with my different steps. So there's that. And also, it's I think a 10-piece set. It comes with 4 eye brushes, but I didn't like the eye brushes. I only like the face brushes. I just couldn't figure out the right uses for these. They made my makeup look muddy, and just that's not how I like my eye makeup. So don't recommend the eye brushes that come in the set, but most definitely do I love these face brushes. They're great. So there's that. And at the end of the video, we had a technical difficulty, so it kind of just cuts out. I'm sorry. What are you gonna do? Technical stuff happens. So let's get into the tutorial.
Alright, so here's the biggest brush in the palette, or in the collection, and I'm just going to be using my Covergirl Ready Set Gorgeous foundation, which I use in 210, and I'm just going to dot that all over my face and then blend it in with the biggest brush. So that's just what I'm doing here. I'm just adding it to my face all over and dropping things everywhere. So, and then I'm going to take the brush and I'm just going to blend like you would a beauty blender, but instead of dabbing motions, it's more of circular rubbing, and it's best not to lift the brush up, just to continue with the flow of movement. So that's all I'm doing here, is blending my face in. And I'm sorry, my foundation doesn't look like it matches my skin right now, but I promise it does. And don't forget to go down your neck and around your ears, and just make sure everything looks seamless and flawless and put together. So just finishing that up here, and then I'm going to move on to concealer, and I'm using the Age Rewind concealer. I don't remember what shade it is, but I'll put it down in the description below. So I'm just going to take and I'm going to add that to my eyes area underneath in the triangles like you would any other time, and any other areas that you need it. I'm just going to use it kind of to add brightness to my face, as well as cover up some of my blemishes. And then I'm using not the second smallest, but like the third or fourth smallest brush. And of course, they don't have names on them, so I don't know which one it is. And I'm just blending in my concealer, making that just blend into my foundation. So that's all I'm doing here. And I'm trying to be very gentle under my eyes, because that is such a sensitive area. And then I'm just blending in the rest of my face, which includes to cover up my pimples on my forehead, brighten up my chin, and cover up what's there, and just down the bridge of my nose. So there I'm just smoothing in the rest, making sure everything's all blended and it feels great. And then I'm moving on to blush, and I'm using a City Color blush, and it's one of their HD blushes that I found at Five Below. And then I'm going to take the second smallest brush, and I'm going to use that as my blush brush. As you can tell, I've used this brush a lot as there's pink on it, and I struggle to open up the container. So then I'm just gonna blend it in my face, and it doesn't look like it came out much on camera. My camera and the lights didn't do it justice, but it came out beautifully in person. So here it just looks like I'm doing nothing, but I really am putting blush on my face. So yeah, there you go, there's that. And then I'm going to move on, and we are going to bronze up the face a little bit. And I'm taking the Rimmel natural bronzer, and I'm just going to use this this brush. I think it's the second to smallest face brush, and I'm going to use that just to add some dimension to my face and bring some warmth. And as you can see, I picked up a lot of product with this, and it's a beautiful brush to just pop color into that area to bring some dimension to your face. So that's all I'm doing here. You can use it either straight down in the area, or it's also nice to turn it sideways and have it up and down, so that way you can blend out a little easier with just a couple of strokes, so it's not just a line down your face. After bronzer, I'm going to move on and put on some highlighter, and of course I'm going to use this skinny brush. It's the smallest face brush there is, and I'm going to be using this Soo Glow from Essence, and I'm just going to pop that on the tops of my cheeks, and I'm struggling to open this just like I was the blush. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this and add it to the tops of my cheek. It's easy to go in both directions with this brush to kind of fan it out a little bit more. That's what I like to do, so that way it's not just a simple line down your face, as well as the bronzer was. And I did forget to bronze my temples, so I go back and do that before the end of the video, but of course the video ended up cutting out before I was able to do that. So, but I did end up realizing I missed it. Next we are going to put on powder, and of course this is the Rimmel powder. The front of it's all scratched off because I've used it so much, but I will put the shade and everything down below. And this is the second to biggest, or the biggest brush, I think. I think the first brush was the second. I don't know. But I'm just going to take some powder, and I'm going to dust that all over my face. So that's the end of my face makeup with these brushes.
So, where do I start? Justin and I were friends. We met at middle college. He became my best friend very quickly. Very quickly. And at the time, I was dating somebody else who I had been with for 3 years. So, I never thought the two of us would end up together. And I liked